All right. What's up, everybody on Periscope? This is Chris.
This is Jay.
And this is Chris and Jay's GPS. GPS again, Guide to Personal Success. Today, actually, we got a good topic. One of my favorites. It's personal development. So what is personal development? It is the ability to develop yourself personally. It's that simple. It's continuing to grow yourself until you die. And if you notice, I'll share a quick fact with you. There's a correlation between the income of CEOs and the amount of books they read. So here, let me explain this really quick. The average CEO in America today reads 60 books a year. That's 5 a month on average. Okay, the average American citizen reads 1 book a year. Okay, the average CEO's income is 380 times the average American citizen. 380 times the average American citizen, okay? So the correlation is the more books you read, the more money you make, if that makes sense, right? So if you actually read for 10 minutes a day, okay, for 365 days, that's 3,650 minutes an entire year of reading, okay? 10 minutes a day. I actually read in a book called The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod that the average book in the United States is about 200 pages. So 3,650 minutes. Average book is 200 pages. That would mean you could read at least 18 books in a year just by reading 10 minutes a day. Okay? That's 3,650 minutes, 18 books on average a year. Okay, just by reading 10 minutes a day. Everyone has an extra 10 minutes a day. Go to bed 10 minutes later, wake up 10 minutes earlier. What you want to do, though, is personally develop, okay? The only reason why we actually were able to have the ability to create this Periscope and these videos is because of our advanced personal development. In the past 2.5 years, actually, I've been able to read over about 50 books, I would say. And what that's been doing for me is absolutely incredible. Not only have I seen an increase in my confidence, I would say every aspect of my life because of personally developing. And a good quote would be by Jim Rohn. He says, "You should not stop personally developing until the day you die. The minute you do stop personally developing, you are dead." Which is crazy to think about.
No, actually, just to go completely off that, that's actually a quote I had down here too. If you're not growing, you're dying. You know, if you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards. There's no middle ground. If a company is staying status quo, if they're making the same amount of money they made last year, they're dying. That's not good. You don't want to make the exact same amount of money you made last year. You want to make more. And to go off that, what Chris was saying about reading books, the most common objection that I hear from people when I say, you should read more books or something like that is, I don't have time. Here's a concept that I got from Brian Tracy that's probably one of the best concepts I ever learned, and that's to turn your car into a mobile classroom.
Absolutely.
I do at least an hour of driving a day to and from work. So by buying audiobooks, buying CDs, buying all these books on tape, whatever it is, and listening to those, I can get through a lot of material. I'd say I usually listen to a book a week at least, on top of whatever I'm reading as well. So the easiest way to get over that objection if you don't have enough time to read is to listen to an audiobook,
Fill in the nooks and crannies of your day while you're driving, turn it into a mobile classroom. It's that simple. And that's actually another excuse for, I hate reading, right? I grew up and, most children, did not like to read at all. Got handed to me in high school the worst possible books. I had no interest in reading. I used Spark Notes, right, for my summer reading. I would cheat on my summer reading, right? I hated reading. Right. And I've read over 50 books the past 2.5 years because I finally understood how important it is to actually develop your mind. The more you develop your mind, the more you develop your skills, the more you develop your income, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let me see what I had written here. So going back to the Jim Rohn quotes, actually, here's a quote that really is kind of the basis of this whole principle is you attract success by the person that you become. You don't chase after money. You don't chase after your goals, because if you're chasing after success, it's going to elude you every single time. It's like chasing after butterflies. What you do is you attract success, you attract goals, you attract the things that you want in your life by the person that you become. And the easiest way to do that is to personally develop, it's not like anybody's born with a CEO mindset. You know, people aren't born billionaires. For the most part, you know, obviously you can inherit that money, but people aren't born with that mindset. They develop into that person that's going to attract the right people into their life, the right circumstances in their life, all those things. So that's really something to take away from this, you know.
Absolutely.
We're going to keep the video pretty short today, but one takeaway that we want to give you is you've got to be personally developing. You've got to be reading. You got to be listening to audiobooks, you know. Turn your car into a mobile classroom and notice the difference that makes on your life, the amount of material you'll get through.
Absolutely. And, you know, one last final quote by Jim Rohn. He always says, seldom does your income ever surpass your level of personal development. Think about that for a minute. You guys have a good day.